Welcome everybody, we have a brand new smartphone here by Sony. It's called the Xperia M5. Now the M5 is a product that came out a little bit after the Z5, which means that it could have similar specs and actually has. It even has a better front camera, but what doesn't have is the fast Qualcomm Snapdragon processor. We only have a MediaTek X10 Helios processor inside with 3 GB of RAM and upgradable internal memory, which sounds also quite great since actually the phone is also water resistant, has a really good look to it. Look at the picture here on the back and in a second at the phone itself, and I will take it out of the box. And as I said, we have a really good 13 megapixel front camera, which is though lacking a flashlight. That's a little bit sad. We have a flash in the back, but there's no flash in the front. Sony, you should please add that to the M6. That would be quite nice. Otherwise, what we have in here is still 4K video capability for recording videos, Full HD 5-inch screen, so it's really comparable to a Z5, which has a 5.1-inch screen. But what I have here right now is a Z5 Compact. I will show you that in a picture in a second as a comparison, since price-wise at least, both are around on the same level. Here we have a price of about $390 right now in Germany, and the Z5 Compact is at $370 right now, which is also quite great of a price. So let me open up the box, since you have seen the back and the front, otherwise there's just white sides here, not that thrilling. And let's take a look at what's inside. Like for example, that there's pre-installed applications. Sony is giving us a little information about that, but you can actually deinstall all of the pre-installed applications on an M5, so that's alright. So then we have the phone itself right away, which I got here in the golden color. That's quite nice. Then what else to expect is definitely a USB cable. So this is a standard micro USB cable for data transfer. As I said, internally there's 16 gigs of memory that you can expand via micro SD. Also, if that's not enough, around 10 or 11 are available for your own storage. Otherwise you have your Android operating system running on there. And with the cable, obviously you can also charge the device if you use the charger. It's a standard single USB charger by Sony, which gives out 850 milliamps at 5 volts. So the 2600 milliamp battery should take about 4 to 5 hours to charge. What else? We have a quick start guide, and there should be headsets inside here, but they're usually missing with my Sony press PR kits, since they just are missing usually. I'm not sure why, but there will be headsets inside the box when you will buy yours at a store. So the quick start guide is not that interesting in terms of knowledge, since it only tells you where to put in your microSD and SIM card, and also which button does what, which I will tell you also in a second. And also that there's different models available, and one of them is dual SIM actually. So if you're looking for the Xperia M5 Dual, that's also quite awesome phone, but it's not available here in Germany. So we only got this single SIM version, which is also fine, but dual SIM is always a nice thing to have. So let's take a look at the phone. What I was just looking at is always when I touch the back, it's the second time I have it in my hand, I feel like the back could pop off in just a minute. And yeah, actually it's moving even, so I probably won't take this one into the water, since the back came off on the bottom part of this one. Let me just show you in a second here. Let me get a little bit closer and let's see that my camera focuses. Here we go. So it's actually moving, but that's a standard Sony problem. You just send it in and they will replace the phone if they know that you didn't try to pry it open by yourself. Anyhow, it's a beautiful phone. From the front you have a black front, and on the back we have the golden version, which is not as reflective as Samsung phones, for example, which is quite nice. On the sides you have this gold bar look, which a lot of, I think, people from the Middle East will love. They love to have the golden stuff everywhere, the cars and the phones. But this is obviously not metal, not at all. You don't feel that it's any, that it doesn't have any cold touch to it. On the back, the glass is actually a little bit colder than the plastic sides. But what's quite great about this one is that you still have an open headset jack and microphone on the top, and open micro USB and speaker and a microphone also here that are completely open, and you can still take this into the water up to 1.5 meters deep with IP68 certification. It will last half an hour underwater, unless you have a back cover that's coming off. That's not really healthy. So let's take a look at the other side. So you have here a dedicated camera button, which is always nice to take really easy snapshots, to just focus and then press completely. Then we have your volume rocker on and off switch, which doesn't have a fingerprint reader. So again, that's a point that the Z5 series has that this M5 doesn't have. And on the other side, obviously, you need to put in your SIM card and microSD somewhere. You just open up here the cover, and then you will see that we have here the little slots to put in your SIM card and microSD, or dual SIM. If you have the dual SIM device, then I think there is no microSD available there. And it actually tells us to get it out by not trying to pull it out. Well, actually you can pull it out, it's completely made of metal. It's really quite nice. But it had in the picture that if you don't have any fingernails like I do, you can just push in a little paper clip, and then it will also open up or slide out. So here we have the beautiful 5-inch screen with the 30 megapixel camera on the front and 21.5 megapixel camera on the back with a single flashlight, and then we also have the Sony logo and NFC logo here in the middle on the back. Also dual speaker is not missing in this version, so you have here the speaker on one end and the speaker on the other end, so we can really quite nicely listen to music or watch movies on this little 5-inch phone with a 2600 milliamp battery. Let me turn up the brightness a little bit so you can see. This is a picture I just took with the selfie camera on the front. It's so amazingly sharp actually. It's crazy that you can shoot this with a front camera. If I just go back to the camera, you will see it right away. If I switch to it, you can see that from up to 30 centimeters, so around 10 to 12 inches, I get my complete smartphone, my complete camera in the picture, and it's amazingly sharp thanks to 30 megapixel camera quality on the front, which I will definitely upload a few test sample videos of on my YouTube channel, on my tech video German YouTube channel. And then you have your back camera, which with the 21.5 megapixels is also amazing and is something that I would want to try out underwater also, but I won't do it with this one. I just get a new one from Sony here with the new M5. So that's actually it what I want to show you right now. This is just a really short unboxing of the Sony Xperia M5. More coming up in comparison with the Samsung Galaxy A series and S series, S7 and A5 and A3, and also Z5, compact Z5 comparisons coming up in my YouTube channel soon, so definitely check those out. Thank you much for tuning in, don't forget to subscribe. My name is Balazs, and until next time, please send it again.